Hello and welcome to Top Stories on Viewer Television. My name is Patience Sidi. The ongoing controversy over the removal of fuel subsidy appears to have caused a very heavy crack within the fold of the labor unions in the country, especially the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC). There were reports that the union had earlier announced that it would commence an industrial action effective today. However, after a meeting with the federal government, the NLC leadership had called off the strike. The Trade Union Congress (TUC) was the first to tell that line after a similar meeting with the FG, with the NLC absent during the earlier dialogue. The development has not gone down well with the state chapters of the unions, who feel they were not carried along before their leaders reached the government with the federal government. The House of Representatives has called for a forensic audit of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to determine its assets and liabilities as well as its current market value. According to the House, the audit has become necessary due to the metamorphosis of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation into a limited liability company. The House Ad Hoc Committee on NNPCL's assets and liabilities in its report, which was presented to the legislature on Tuesday, claimed that its findings show that asset worth $64 billion, about 28 trillion naira, was unveiled by former President Muhammadu Buhari, but during the transfer, only $58.8 billion to 26 trillion at the official rate of 450 naira to $1 was transferred, leaving a balance of 2 trillion unaccounted for. The Senate on Tuesday rejected the controversial National Water Resources Bill 2023 after it was listed for concurrence or on the other paper for consideration and passage. Former President Muhammadu Buhari had in 2017 presented the controversial bill to the National Assembly, which seeks to transfer the control of water resources from the state to the federal government. The bill sought to establish the National Council on Water Resources, Nigeria Water Resources Regulatory Commission, River Basin Development Authorities, Nigeria Hydrological Service Agency, and the National Water Resources Institute. The rejection of the bill on Tuesday by the Senate put onto the controversy generated by the bill among governors and federal lawmakers, majority from the southern part of the country. The House of Representatives on Tuesday declared the purported launching of Nigeria Courier Air Nigeria at the twilight of the administration of Muhammadu Buhari a fraud. The Parliament asked President Bola Tinubu to suspend the process and probe those involved with the aim of prosecuting them. The declaration followed the denials by the relevant agencies of the federal government and regulators in the aviation sector, as well as private partners, of being involved in the exercise. At an investigative hearing organized by the House Committee on Aviation in Abuja, authorities such as Nigeria Airspace Management Agency, Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, and the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, as well as an Investors Skyway Aviation Handling Company PLC, distanced themselves from the launching. Chairman of the committee, Inolim Naji, consequently declared the flag of a fraud. The Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu proclaimed and inaugurated the 10th Lagos State House of Assembly on Tuesday. Meanwhile, the lawmaker representing Agege 1 constituency at the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, has been re-elected as Speaker of the House for the third consecutive term. Obasa, who was nominated by Temitope Adewale representing Ifako Ijaye, one state constituency, emerged as Speaker of the 10th Assembly, shortly after the governor proclaimed the assembly on Tuesday morning. The Edo State government on Tuesday emphasized with the citizens over the removal of fuel subsidy, which had led to an increase in the price of goods and services. The state governor, Godwin Obaseki, stated that civil and public servants will work 3 days a week and against 5 days due to the rise in transportation. He said in the wake of fuel subsidy removal by the federal government, fuel prices have increased automatically, leading to a rise in prices of goods and services and overall cost of living. The Edo state government shares the pains of our people and wants to assure everyone that we are standing with them in these very challenging times. Governor Basani of Kaduna State on Tuesday said that he and other Northeast governors have met and resolved the depart from the previous idea of giving money to bandits. This was just as he said his administration will focus on rural development as a way of improving the livelihood of the rural dwellers aimed at tackling insecurity in the state. Sani, who stated this during an interview with a newsman on Tuesday, however, disclosed that governors of the region troubled by banditry also resolved to meet President Bola Tinubu to discuss the security challenges of their zone. And then the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku Abubakar, has accused the Independent National Electoral Commission of denying him access to electoral documents despite paying 6 million naira. Atiku is challenging the declaration of President Bola Tinubu by INEC at the February 25th presidential polls. But Atiku challenges the outcome of the polls, citing manipulation of election result by INEC in favor of Tinubu at the resumption of proceedings on Tuesday at the Presidential Election Petition Court in Abuja. Atiku's lawyer, Ayitayo Jegede, said INEC's refusal to provide electoral documents to his legal team was frustrating their suit. The Senate has approved President Bola Tinubu's request to appoint 20 special advisors. Senate President Ahmed Lawan read the president's request on the floor of the upper legislative chamber on Tuesday, and it was approved through a voice note during plenary. The identities of the 20 special advisors were not disclosed in the request. This is coming a few days after Tinubu made this his first appointment. And that's all on Top Stories. My name is Patience City. Please stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programs.